Okay, this is a recommendation for us. This came
Yes.
recommended. A haunt we wouldn't have normally gone to because we wouldn't
You
have
didn't
known
know
about
it. Yeah.
This was in Cedar Lake, Indiana. It's called Haunted Halls. What'd you think, Laura?
Actually, it was my niece that told me about it. She actually goes to the school that's held in. It's Hanover in Cedar Lake, and her friend runs in her family. So she said, "Oh, see if you can get out there." And I didn't even know about it. So I told Brian, and luckily we were able to make it out there this year, and I'm really happy we did. I loved it. I thought it was great. Very creative. That would be the word I would use for it, is creative, because creative sets, the scenes, the actors, I mean, everybody had their part. They all were really great. I mean, it got me a couple times, like spooked me a couple times as far as made me jump. Excellent. I highly recommend it. If you're out in, the Cedar Lake area and you know what's going, definitely try to get out there. But the only thing is, I mean, if you go early, because we waited a long time. The line was very long. It's very popular, and I can see why. I can see why people are there waiting for it. The only thing I would say to the haunt itself is maybe they should offer, I know it's for value, it's fantastic. It's $5 to get in, and it's a fantastic haunt. So you can't beat the value of it. But I know a lot of places have like VIP. So if they were to do something like that, that would probably, for people that don't want to wait as long in line, that also helps them with their fundraising, whatever they're raising the funds for the haunt. And that would be the only thing I'd say if they did that, if they're, for next year. That would be something I would recommend or, suggest, because the lines get very long, and if you don't want to wait a long time, that would be the, pay a little extra and get in. But for me, I'm giving this a 5. It's definitely a 5. Highly recommended. I think it was great. Fantastic. I'm really happy we got out there this year.
I'm going to echo that. This was a surprise. Didn't know what we were going to expect, and we got in there, and it was really very entertaining, if I had to use one word. Entertaining. And creative is another word. Okay? Not fancy sets. The in-between walls, if you will, were just black plastic bags, but it didn't matter because the actors were very creative and inventive in what they did. There was some stuff that we see in the larger haunts, in this smaller haunt, in what would be considered professional haunts. We see some of the same tricks here, and they were very well done. A couple of standout things. There was a room with a giant spider and some spider webs, and these creepy little girls who were singing this nursery rhyme that actually pertained to spiders and things and what's going to happen. And at the end of the rhyme, they said something like, "He's going to kill you or eat you," or something like that. It was clever because they were singing nicely, and at the end they turned evil, which is always fun. There was a giant circular room with mirrors, looked like mirrored walls, and a clown let us in there, and the clown all of a sudden said, "Lights out," and he snapped and the lights went out. And the next thing you know, the lights come back up and the room's filled with clowns and people coming at you from all angles, and it's really very cool. Stuff like that can get a little annoying if you have too many characters coming at you screaming and you don't know how to get out, but this one lasted just long enough, not too long. It didn't outstay its welcome, and the actors were varied enough. There were many different scenes, many enjoyable scenes in here that I could name. There's a room with digital snakes on the floor, a projection of some snakes on the floor.
Yeah, that
which
was
pretty cool.
Excellent effect, yes.
There was a butcher shop with a pig butcher guy who was really kind of cool, and he actually, like, something was being sprayed at you every time he used his cleaver to chop something. It was water, probably,
Yeah.
but
I hope it was water, because it got me in the face.
Yeah, I hope it was water too. So there were things like that. An old lady with a cane who came after you, and she's gonna beat you with her cane, which of course is hilarious. Or her walking stick is pretty funny. Creepy doll room in the beginning. Another doll, the girl with a doll mask at the end, and a giant rabbit. There's a giant ugly rabbit in there too. Not a nice rabbit. He's this creepy, scary rabbit.
That was cool. I've never seen something like that.
So we really enjoyed a lot of the creativity, inventiveness. Hats off to all the people who operated. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 too. One small suggestion, and that is the patron flow was a little bit slow. There were people in front of us when we got there, but it seemed that sometimes the crowds would move very quickly, and then it would come to a dead stop and just wouldn't move at all. So I'm not really sure what happened there, but it seemed like some uneven patron flow. But overall, nevertheless, still a 5 out of 5.
That's why I suggested the VIP, for people who didn't have the time to wait, or they have the option to give a bigger, pay a little more, and
or come early.
Yeah, or get there early. Yes, but I can definitely see why there was a long line and why there were a lot of people.
Quite enjoyable.
Yes, it is.